Well, welcome back to another great episode of Fresh Off the Dome.
Fresh Off the Dome 2021. Is this your first podcast?
This is going to be the first podcast in over a year.
In over a year?
Yes, in over a year.
I think we did one in less than a year.
We probably did one around this time. Me and Marcos did a January one, but yes, it's close, getting close to a year. But yes, somewhere around there.
Okay. Well, that's cool, man. Hey, it's January 13th, 2021.
2021. Welcome back.
We survived a minor bullshit revolution.
We survived. Let me explain. The reason I didn't want to have podcasts during a pandemic, because there's nothing going on.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
It's literally, I mean, even now, it's kind of getting better, but, it's still wake up. I mean, I'm working from home, not doing shit. And I feel like a lot of people aren't doing shit. But hopefully we're getting a little bit back to normal. So I don't, we'll talk a little bit about the pandemic, but I don't want to talk much about it because I feel like everyone is kind of over that shit.
Understandable.
And by over it, I mean as over it as you can be without it being in your face every fucking day.
Yeah.
So... it's gonna be weird once we do get back to I wonder what the day is going to be like when they're like, okay, you don't have to wear a mask in the grocery store. Like, what day is it where it will be normal to go in a grocery store without a mask?
If you're a Republican, I guess it's today.
Oh, yeah. I did hear about that. They have a video of the guy laughing. I don't know. One of the older ladies. I mean, that's a fucked up story kind of in itself, where the guy, during the siege of the Capitol, I guess they call it. They keep on giving it a word. What is the word they keep on calling? Not a siege, but they keep on calling it.
I mean, you and I can give it a word right now.
No. There's a word that everyone keeps calling it. I don't know. Insurrection. Yes. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Tell me what insurrection is again.
Insurrection is probably a pretty Latin-based British word, along with sedition, that's been thrown around as well. And it's just like an uprising.
Okay.
It's rebellion within the ranks is an insurrection.
Oh, okay. A rebellion within the ranks. That makes sense.
It's like a rebellion against itself.
Yeah.
It's not a foreign entity. This is a domestic one.
Right. So, one of the, I guess during the insurrection, the senators or whoever was in lockdown and with Republicans that didn't have masks on, and then one of them got sick, and they're like,
yeah, 3 of them have tested
positive for COVID because they were with people that didn't have masks on, which is under, I don't, for the life of me, it's basically just, hey, don't be an asshole and wear this on your face. Like, I don't think, I'm not worried about me personally getting COVID. I would walk in, I live by myself. I don't have any, I guess, any health worries. So if I get it, I think I've got it, but I'm not sure. But the reason I wear a mask everywhere I go and I'm careful are for other people, so you don't know what anyone's health benefits are around. So I'll always wear a mask, but it's just called, just don't be a dick. I'm literally giving up next to nothing. Put a piece of cloth on my face.
Yeah.
Ensure that someone won't die. I don't understand. It's beyond me. Like, what is your problem? Just wearing it takes nothing. It's nothing to you. Who cares? Well, it could save a life. Who cares? I just don't. I don't get it. You're just saying, no, I want to be an asshole and I could probably kill someone. I don't care.
I mean, what you're just boiling down to is white privilege. I mean, think about it.
I don't know if it's white privilege, but it's just like,
I think it is.
Why do you think it's white privilege?
I mean, think about it this way. A diamond ring, right?
Yes.
It's like blood money, right? I mean, people died to mine these rings.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't think about it. And it's the thing where it's just bringing it home to where people don't mind. They know they have money to pay for medical bills. They know they can get over this because it's possibly not that threatening to them. So they want to see other people suffer because they have money and they think they can buy their way out of it. What's that America? Buying your way to the front of the line. getting anything you want. If you've got money, you can't be afraid of things.
I'm sure it's a mixture. It's probably that what you just said is probably a factor, but there's probably like a lot of main factors that people don't want to do it. But it all comes down to you're just an asshole. That's basically what it comes down to.
Definitely, of course you're an asshole.
All the things you just, I think they all boil down to is you're just an asshole that doesn't care about people. I get it. But I don't understand. I mean, I understand that you're an asshole, but I don't, the mindset that takes for you, even if you do believe it's all political and it's fake, who cares? You think it's, other people think it's not fake. We don't know all the facts. Like, why can't we just do this? I don't understand.
Well, I mean, it's in like a government building too, and that just like signals it's such a bad look.
It's just it's such a bad look.
While they were
so we can
pounding down the doors, so that's a bad look too.
This can open up the conversation we were talking about earlier, where is kind of a point of contention, I guess, with your parents and my. I had a conversation about it, and it was weird because I had a feeling this person felt that way, but to the extent, I guess so I wanted to ask them about it, and I just wanted to understand, because this is a person I kind of look to for, like, they're kind of one of the people I go to when I have trouble with an issue, right?
Yeah.
So I was just curious on what their thought process was, even if they did support whatever it was. But the answer I got blew me out of the water, because that person started going into conspiracy theories, how the stats you can't believe, and how Trump's a bad guy, but as long as he does the things we want him to do, it's okay.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, wait, what? Because I got down to specifics. I was just trying to understand what their decision to be in support of a person like that was like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the gist I got was, he is doing the things we want him to do. So even though we don't think he's a bad guy, Obama wasn't a bad guy. Or was, they were kids on, going, I can't even get into it. But the thinking behind it was so weird to me that I was like, I don't even know. I felt like I was dealing with a person that they weren't based on facts. They just didn't believe the data. When they were saying the disease is not as bad as people are saying. I was like, even if it's not, 360,000 people have died. The funny thing is, I'm like, yeah, we should open up business. I don't know. It's like I don't even want to talk about this, because it's just like, so I could see both sides of the argument, but it basically comes down to people are just being dicks and not helping each other out. If we stuck together, we could be through this already, but we just, for some reason or not, we haven't stuck together.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's much community in this country.
Yeah, I know. But it's not going to get better. I don't know. It's not going to get. Do you think, Joe? This is going to be interesting. This is going to be real interesting, because I think everyone's like, oh, once we get Trumped out of office, our problems will go away, because they kind of got that feeling. But,
yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be weird when people realize, like, oh, yeah, same bullshit, different day.
Definitely. So, I mean, I do feel like at this point in time, the Republican Party looks like it might be splitting. I mean, the Democratic Party looks like it's kind of been on the verge of splitting for a while, too. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next election if we saw 4 potential presidential candidates, which hopefully, I hope all of them will have an equal platform, and I think is okay. I think there's definitely time for a split in the parties.
Yeah.
I don't know how long, or if we want to go into detail about the events of last week, but also I did find a really cool YouTube channel last year that I'd like to talk about. And it focuses on Sasquatch experiences.
Why? Why do you want to talk about Sasquatch? I have 0.0% interest in Sasquatch.
Okay, then we don't have to talk about Sasquatch.
Why do you have an interest in Sasquatch?
I think it's interesting that this guy just like reads these experiences off. And there's like over I think it's like 200,000 or 300,000 followers, and like all these people basically say they've had Sasquatch experiences.
Okay, here's your problem.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Sure, I'm ready.
Joe Rogan did a show where he would try to, or like he had a series where he tried to go find Sasquatch. And on the series, he said, you know what you find is a bunch of people, bored people, because they just make up stuff to say like, oh yeah, I found Sasquatch. And even if there is a Sasquatch, it really doesn't make, who gives a shit? It's just like a big bear. I mean, I get it. It's like a cross, it's a new animal, but who gives a shit?
I agree.
Let's say they found one. They found one in Colorado on the news tonight. They're like, hey, they found Sasquatch. I'd be like, oh, cool. I would go about my day. I wouldn't figure out it. It wouldn't change my day at all. So why do you even care? Even if they did find a Sasquatch.
Let me just make this point, and this is a really good point.
I can't wait to hear this.
So a large number of people that literally feel in their hearts and in their minds that they have had a Sasquatch experience,
yes,
are often brought a lot of shame in, like, anytime they tell the story from other people when they try and express it, especially like think about it, a full-grown man trying to tell his family that he saw Sasquatch in the woods.
Okay,
it's like, we don't believe you.
Okay, that's my point. Okay, if I saw, same.
So that's what I'm saying. There's literally thousands of people out there that feel shame.
It would not change my life at all. If I went, let's say I go to Colorado and I see a Sasquatch, and then I call you on the phone and be like, hey, Casey, guess what, man? I just saw a Sasquatch. And you were like, oh, I don't believe you. I'd be like, all right, well, I saw him. See you later. I'll see you when I get back in town. It would make zero. What if that Sasquatch grabbed you and shoved its finger up your ass, walked away, you had no other evidence, and you walked around the rest of your life knowing that you'd been violated by a Sasquatch, and nobody fucking believed you? I would first of all do research. Like, does anyone else experience the finger in the ass Sasquatch? Because that is way more terrifying than the regular just like seeing a Sasquatch.
Of course.
That makes a difference in your life. Yeah, okay, that will change your life. Like, yeah, Sasquatch put a finger in my ass. But if you just saw one, if you just saw one 50 yards away, but I don't think I've heard that many Sasquatch put a finger in my ass stories. So your logic.
I've heard some good stuff on the channel, but look,
this is my point. If you've heard even a story like that, that's just that is my point. You just made my point for me. Is I don't even want to begin to go down that rabbit hole of crazy on that website. So I don't. Yeah. Sasquatch. I was going to say something. Oh fuck! What were you gonna say? Never
this
mind.
Is 2020.
I'm trying to remember what I had another topic off of Sasquatch. Oh, I do believe in ghosts, but that's different than, I don't know, believe in ghosts and spirits and stuff. But I think that a lot of people believe in ghosts and spirits, right? And a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, like, majority of people. You think majority of people believe in them? Do you believe in ghosts and spirits?
I think they're two separate things.
Yeah,
but yeah,
same
sure.
thing.
Sure.
And like demons and stuff like that.
Oh, demons. Now we're getting into something interesting. Because I was raised like Pentecostal.
Same.
To where it's like, oh, son, you don't want to eat those green beans. You might have a demon in you. We better pray.
All right. I don't.
That's why I was raised. See, we're getting. I don't know. We're going back to the Sasquatch thing.
That's not the Sasquatch. I mean, that's more of just like the twisted thinking that we were talking about. Someone's brainwashed to believe that. I guess it goes back to like the inner workings of someone's mind and the information that they're willing to block out and what they're willing to accept as real and not accept as real is amazing. And like you just put up those walls and then you only want to believe what you want to believe. That's weird how the mind can do that. It's almost like you're protecting yourself. Like they say, like a lot of people, if you have traumatizing events, you go to therapists. Sometimes they'll say like if something traumatic happened to you, you'll block it out and you won't be able to remember it until someone specifically asks you about it. Your brain will cut it off and it's like a way of protecting yourself. I feel like people in this scenario is something, it has to be some cross reference. Because the only way your brain can only want to hear them right, where you're just like, I don't care about numbers, I don't care about science, I don't care about the facts being presented to me, I don't care about it. Then the president says, when we hear him on tape say something, and the next day he says, "Oh, I didn't say that," we can just go, "We all have the tape of you saying that," and then people will just say, "No, that's false facts." We all know, like. That's the craziest thing to me. That's the logic that I've never seen anyone or grown adults
Well, here's what you're talking about. It's people, when you get old, there's a lot of mental science behind what you're talking about, but we are all hallucinating. Our mind cannot process all of the stimulus of the outside world at once. So we start setting up these walls and we start kind of compartmentalizing all of existence so our brain can start to process some of it. What you're talking about is as you get older, you think that you know things because you have a few repetitive experiences in your life that tell you, this is how you make it in the world. But you start trusting these individual voices that you quote unquote believe as true because they established themselves credible earlier. And you don't ever really start to veer from that Tucker Carlson or whoever it is, that Alex Jones.
Yeah.
All of that stuff, as long as they get to you first and tell you that this is what the other side is going to tell you, and it's not true. Yeah. Those are how those people are successful, because they just get these people who don't want to believe that the world is changing, who want to kind of hold on to these old style views.
Yeah. But that's a terrible way to live. I hope I never get like that. I hope I never get set in my ways and just say, nope, I'm right about this, and be unwilling to even listen to the other side. At that point, you're just being, I don't even know, stubborn, or just not be willing to listen to new information. That's weird. Or be able to. You're basically saying I don't want to learn anything. You get into an age where you say, I know it all, I can never learn anything.
That's a president now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I mean, that's why California censored him, because he's a 79-year-old man who refuses to believe anything than what he wants to. And it's so far that he will send his little pathetic-ass horde of people to attack Nancy Pelosi.
You know what I would do if I had a chance to talk with him and just sit down with him? You know what I would say? How old is he?
He's 79, I do believe.
He's 79.
Yeah.
I would sit down and be like, hey, Donald, you're 79 years old. There's a good chance you got less than 11 years. I mean, you're going to be 90. I would look at the stats of
he'll die real fast if he doesn't get access to that Twitter account again.
I would say
he'll get depressed.
I would say you're going to die within the next 11 years. I would start thinking about, most likely, I wouldn't say you would, but most likely you're going to. I would say, what do you want out of these last 11 years?
You're giving this guy a lot of options.
I'm giving him, no. I think that narrows his options. Like, if you knew you had only 11 years left to live, what would you do?
I'd do a lot.
I wouldn't be the fucking president of the United States, I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't fucking do that shit. I'd be like, fuck this job. I'm out of here. I got other shit. I got a beach to relax on. I got family to hang out with. I got friends to hang out with.
Well, you're not a megalomaniac.
Fuck this. I would do that. But I just don't what his. I bet you in his mind he thinks he's gonna live forever. Like, that's the weird thing. Especially I think of a 79 is a grandpa. I mean, obviously he's got older kids, or he could. I don't know if he is a grandpa. Is he a grandpa? I'm sure.
Yeah, he's definitely a grandpa.
Wouldn't you, with a person that lives that age and doesn't understand, I feel bad for him at a certain extent, because I feel bad for him because
he's 74.
I feel bad for him because I feel like he's a 7-year-old child trapped in a 79-year-old man's body that doesn't. He's already made it through life, and he hasn't learned anything, and he probably will die. Not I'm sure. Yeah, he's had money and he's had nice houses, but he hasn't learned anything. He hasn't done. He's been the president of the United States, but he didn't help anybody. He didn't. I almost feel like he's never felt love. Like, I don't think his brain comprehends what real love is, what real friendship is. To him, it's just about getting whatever it is and being number one.
So Donald Trump was impeached by the House
today. Yeah.
Today. What do you personally think should? I mean, you're talking about the next 11 years of his life. Granted,
Right.
Fact check, he is 74. So maybe you want to add a few
74.
more, 15, whatever.
All right, okay, 74. You think what percentage of people live to be 90? Let's look at that.
70.
What percentage? What percentage of the U.S.? Let's just. What do you ballpark it?
Ballpark it.
What percentage of people live to be 90?
12%. 8%. Let's say 8. And it's probably mostly women.
Yeah, women do.
But the thing is do you have all your marbles?
Ooh, you said 12%?
8%.
4.7.
Whoa. 4.7.
That's what.
How many are women, though?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Women live longer than men on average, but
What percentage of people? Yeah. Well, this is compromise of 4. People 90 and older now compromise at 4% older population. Wait. Because of increased life expectancy at older ages, people 90 and older are now comprise 4.7% of the older population. Okay, so yeah, 4.7% older people are over 90.
over 90.
That is not much. So I would say, so he's 76?
74.
74. So you've got a 4.7% chance of making it 16 more years.
Yeah.
And no, I would not be trying to be U.S. the president of the United States at that age. I would be thinking about, well,
do you think he should be? Do you think he should be?
Well, here's what, I guess, here's the thing. At that age, here's my thing. At that age, if you don't get it, if you don't get life, if you don't get that life's about helping people, if you don't get that life's about love and not materials, at 70 or 74, if you don't get it by then, you're not going to get it, man. You're done. You're done. Just go ahead and pack it up, go home. You're not learning shit. You're done. Hopefully, I feel like I just learned that maybe not too long ago, that life's about that. So, and I regret the maybe 10 years I wasted where I could have been doing other shit, or I've been a better person, I guess. So I couldn't imagine losing all that time and just with the mindset of not knowing what, like I said, I feel like he doesn't understand what life's about. He doesn't get it. I don't know. It's weird to me. But whatever. Everyone's got their choice to make. Well, my point is he'll be dead soon, and I wonder what his legacy will be, and you ever think about what life will be like when you're on your deathbed? That's how scary is that shit?
I think it'll be very pleasant, actually.
Well, I guess. I guess. Right. Exactly.
When you get shot in the street.
You ever think about dying?
I think about dying all the time.
Yeah, me too. I wonder how other people do. I try not to think about it. It's scary. I kind of knew. My grandpa was older than me. He was like 89, 90.
Mm-hmm. So
we saw him in the hospital, and I kind of had the feeling, he wasn't. He's always, when you get that age, you go to the hospital all the time.
Yeah.
But this one particular time, I'll never forget. I was in college, and he went to the hospital. And when I saw him, I just got the feeling that it wasn't like the other times. Like, you just kind of got the feeling like he was. I think he knew it too, though. That was the weird thing. And so when I said goodbye to him for the last time, I was like, holy shit, how scary is this? That you now, that person is here. And in a not so very long time, that person will cease to exist, and that person will not be here anymore. And I often think about that way about myself. Like, well, will I be like when I'm on that deathbed? Because I could see the position that he was in. And I hope that when my time comes, I will be ready and have done all the things I want to do. And for sure, this pandemic has put people's perspective on that, but I think so, certainly mine as well. Definitely more, the way of looking at life is kind of changed, in my opinion.
So my grandmother died 2 days ago.
Seriously?
Yeah, she was actually 92, and I was going to try and set up to where I didn't have to hold this so I could record and talk about it, but I guess...
You could have done that earlier.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right.
Well,
so you want to hear about my grandma that died, or what do you want to talk about?
Sure.
I mean,
let me hear about...
We're getting into
Did she die? Did she die of the Rona?
No.
I'm sure people are excited to talk about death. Yeah, go ahead. No, tell me about your grandma's death.
You've just kind of said some interesting things.
Yeah, I want to hear about how your grandma died. Go ahead. Were you in the room when she died? Did you know she was going to die, or she just died? How old was she? 98, you said?
92.
92?
She had cancer, of course. Everybody's got
cancer at that
when you
age.
get that age,
It's kind of a no. But I don't know if it used to be that way. What the fuck are we doing to our bodies that we ever want to get cancer at that age?
It's the American industrial food system.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just as dangerous as the American industrial complex.
Yeah, it's definitely, I definitely see that happening. Yeah, for sure. All right.
But I mean, I guess it was one of those things that in the last few years I have gotten kind of close to her, and I was sending letters to her, and she kind of opened up a lot about her life. And strangely enough, she always kind of behind closed doors wanted to get a divorce from my grandfather. He's got Alzheimer's, and she's been taking care of him for like pretty much the last 10 years. And at the middle of last year, she basically threw her hands up and said, I want a divorce. Like, I don't want to see this guy ever again. And so, like, our family was like, okay. And so then, like, basically one of my aunts took my grandpa, and he lives with her now, and he just, like, pisses in the middle of the living room thinking it's a toilet. Just has a lot of small medical problems because he doesn't know to wipe his own ass. It's like... It's just kind of like a little toddler that's 92 years old as well. And I guess it was something that probably my grandma was like, I just want to fucking die by myself without this guy around. And so, over the last 6 months, she's kind of been in and out of the hospital. And then she just deteriorated really, really bad. She got on hospice. Of course, when you start playing that whole morphine cycle, it's just like the side effects make you sleep. You're tired. You're just basically in like a semi-comatic state. But I mean, I guess me and my sister kind of had two different approaches, and she really wanted to go and see my grandmother, and I'd sent her the book that I had finished this last year, and I was kind of like, her reading this book, if she even can, or someone reading it to her, is better than me coming up there, just to see her like this. I mean, it's like you're only going to spend a few hours with a person each day in like an actual conscious state at that point in time.
That is a terrifying story, Casey. Why would you tell me that?
You were the one talking about death.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. My grandma, 92, wanted to divorce her husband that had Alzheimer's and shits in the middle of the... Why would you tell me that story? That's terrible.
I mean, that's somehow life goes.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ, is that dark? You get divorced at 92. What do you think, you're a lawyer?
Married for 70 years.
Did she stay in the house? She just told your aunt to come pick him up?
They were living together, and so she basically went to live at like an assisted living facility on her own. And it was like, a place like you've got your own apartment kind of thing.
Yeah,
but then, and she just didn't like that. So then... her health digressed, and then she came out of the hospital, went and stayed with my aunt, and then we have this house that I guess like people just go to and die in my family. So it's like if anybody gets cancer, it's like, all right, go to that house and die.
Oh, fuck that, dude.
It's a nice big house. It's a good place to die, I guess. A number of people in the family are like... It's
definitely haunted. You know that, right?
I'm sure it's all of my family's ghosts are there. They just collect.
It is terrifying. I think white people have... There's a difference between white people who have the most skeletons in the closet. I think it's because they're like, they'll always sweep shit on the rug. Where Hispanics, we'll call that shit out. We'll call it out, or we'll talk shit behind your back at least. But everyone's gonna know what's going on. So you think there's no such thing as secrets. But white people, y'all keep secrets. Like that's the thing about Trump. That I was thinking about that the Trump family is like, I'm sure they've got skeletons in the closet.
Oh God!
But I think that's the main.
You mean like Jeffrey Epstein skeleton?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, and they were like, everyone's like, you should watch The Crown. It's like, the people are so, it's creepy to me that they try to act so proper, and try to act like they're all sophisticated. But it's really weird because when you get people like that behind closed doors, it's kind of like the church people.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Those church people, man.
Like I said,
really
you and me, hang on, yes, but
church
it's people, it's true though. The people that try to act the best are usually the ones that are the most fucked up or do most fucked up shit. Usually.
Definitely. Okay, so I don't know if you ever came across this, but this was something that I kind of found out later in Lubbock. But you know how there's all those West Texas Christian Bible Belt girls out there?
Yeah.
Did you realize that all those girls that were saving themselves for virginity were oftentimes getting fucked in the ass?
Yeah, that's
because God only cares about one hole.
That's a well-known stat. I think they're trying to do away from that teaching, but yeah.
They're trying to do away from that.
I don't. That's
a
whole other.
That's how you get started on a fucked up track.
That's a whole other. Yeah,
but if you're a Christian boy, you end up fucking girl in the ass.
That's a whole other topic. In reality, it's one of these subjects that I'm on the fence about. It's like I could see that's the thing. I can see the sides of both sides of the argument.
No, I cannot see the argument.
Okay, let me explain. You probably don't know what I'm even talking about. What I'm arguing here. I can see that, is it probably good to, be a virgin or have less partners when you get married? And from an emotional standpoint and from a developmental standpoint, yeah, your brain will probably be better off. You'll be left emotionally damaged. Obviously, everyone, has relationship scars when they start getting, dating people, and especially when it comes to sex, you don't really get to know somebody, and it depends on all these factors, and dating too quickly, and then you add in social media and fucking what are they called, what are the apps they called, like Tinder and that, what are those called, the dating apps? Are they dating apps though? What are they called?
They're dating apps.
I thought there was a specific name for it. Anyways, when you add all that into the mix, is it
online dating?
No, there's fucking.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, like Bumble and Tinder. I forgot the direct name for it is. But anyways, my point is this: it's probably better if you, in an ideal world, you would be married. You wouldn't have to do all that, and you would marry the person that you one of the. Maybe not person.
Disagree with you.
Okay, wait, no, wait. See, that's the thing. I see the other side, but ideally, I think you probably will have a strong relationship if you are. You'll definitely have a stronger connection if you invest. And go that route. It's definitely. I think it's better for your mental health. Probably. I'm not saying the other way is completely wrong to do it, but I don't see, this is one of those, I don't know what the right answer is. I can see both arguments though. I can see that, yeah, you probably want to test, learn about yourself, and you don't want to get married too young, because what about if you then you'll be pulling A&M or the military where they just marry people just for money, and then the military has that thing where they you get more money if you're married, you can move off base, and so people just pick, oh yeah, let's get married so we can get more money and get out of here. That's not the way to do it either. So I hate the the idea that it's only one way or the other. I really think it depends on the person. Is how mature is this person? I can't tell you how to do it. You shouldn't tell me. Do I think it's probably better if the fewer partners you have and the before you start, when you get married? It probably is better, but it doesn't mean it's impossible, but a lot of things are probably better. It's the same thing with everything. Is it probably better if you exercise and eat good food? Yeah, probably, but I'm not going to tell you to do that. You fucking do how you want. I think it's probably better for you? Yeah, probably, but I don't know. You see what I'm saying?
I think that there are 1,000 different trees that produce fruit. And there are many ways you can eat.
Yeah.
But oftentimes people go back to the same shit and are not experimental. So if you're not experimental, then sure, you only need 1 or 2 runs and not being experimental. But if you want to learn and you like to learn about other things, trying a bunch of different shit's only going to make you better at what you do at the end of the day.
Yeah, but it could also go bad. You know, what about if you're, you know...
What
yeah,
you mean? If you end up with a dildo in your ass because you get pegged by some chick?
No, if you get in a relationship that you're too immature for, and then you end up hurting somebody, or somebody ends up hurting you, and then you'll carry that around into your next relationship, and then it'll, you know, probably hurt that one, and then you'll just keep. And it takes a long time. Well, and then you're just in this pattern of hurting people, and then you think that's normal, and then you're like, oh, by the time you do meet a good person, you're like not used to, you know, it takes you have to change your whole mindset, and at that point, you know, there's a lot of work to be done, you know. So do you see what I'm saying? Is like, or you could just wait until you meet the right person and just slowly build in that relationship. But then again, you know, people don't get out of college till they're 20, you know, able to make a income until they're, you know, 21, and then, but your body is able to reproduce at 13, so half your life you're just gonna be sexually frustrated. I don't know what the answer is, Casey. That's what I'm saying. I see both sides. Do what you want to do. I guess you just have to know
someone in the ass.
You have to know yourself.
Want to quote unquote
that's not
be
what I'm
pure
saying.
And save the badge hole.
I'm not. That's well. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not for that at all.
I'm not for that at all either.
I'm not for people getting married just because it's cheaper on your taxes either. That's terrible.
But also, you'd probably be happier with your relationship if you built it on not sex first, but with an emotional connection first, and slowly worked your way up. That'd probably be the best way to do it, I would guess. Well, I don't know. It just seems that way.
Now we're talking about the fundamental psychological American idea that you need to have a sexy, attractive partner, and that's the most important thing that you should look for. No, I don't think you should view the world by the way it looks. I mean, there's so much more to life.
There is.
Than just appearances.
There is. But yeah, I wish it didn't. I wish it didn't mean that much, Casey. But for some reason, it does. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you that's the way it is.
I don't make the rules. I just live by them.
Yeah, I don't make the rules. I just say you. Hey, I love that all this information is coming from a single person. So I have no idea. You tell me what was your I guess. When you're dating, I don't even know what the word is. What was your criteria when you decided to find someone to date? That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
I have a very loose criteria.
They're breathing,
but I have found that one of the things, I guess just because that I'm a chef and I feel like I speak the language of cuisine, which is kind of a universal language, that I generally look for a partner that can speak another language, because I'm not that good at like writing and grammar. And so like I can like kind of like casually get by in like French, Italian, Spanish, you know, like traveling. But like I generally look for a partner that can actually speak another language, because I'm one of those people that's curious. Like I always want to be traveling, and to have a partner that can do something that I can't do is attractive to me.
What language does your girlfriend speak?
Spanish.
Oh, she speaks Spanish?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought she was Asian.
She's always like,
she's Hispanic?
People say I'm Filipino. That's one thing I guess about Mexicans and Filipinos.
You know what's you want to hear a really weird one?
What?
I think that... Oh, no, I'm not even going to say it. I was just say I have a really weird one, a criteria. Not that it's a must, but it's kind of up there.
If it's you,
because it's kind of weird.
Well, say it.
I really would like a girl that has rhythm and that can dance.
Of
So that way-
course, that's an
Then
obvious
you,
one.
you don't care about that.
No, but I knew that you cared about
Oh,
that.
okay.
I mean, it's like there's
But that's
certain,
a weird one. That's like asking, like, oh, I really want a girl that can paint. Like, who cares?
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
But there's like certain things where like opposites attract, and where like positives attract. And
Yeah.
dancing, I feel like for you is a positive
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
You
for
can't. Oh yeah, I like a chick that can't dance.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
But you'd be surprised, man. A lot of people. Here's what I've learned. Dancing is like exercising. Everybody wants to be able to be fit, but nobody wants to go to the gym. Everybody wants to dance, but nobody wants to learn how to, wants to be able to dance.
Put in the
but
work.
Nobody wants to take dance classes or wants to like learn how to dance. They just see it and like, oh, I want to do that. It's like, yeah, everyone wants to do that. It looks awesome, but you actually have to learn to do it.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny when people are like, "Oh, I can dance." And whenever anyone says like I can dance, I always the first thing I say is, "No, you can't." And they're like, "No, I dance." Like that. I was like, "Oh yeah, have you ever? How long have you been dancing for?" And they say like, "I dance in the clubs." Like, okay, no, you can't. Or if there's two answers where I'm like, okay, this person might be able to dance. One, I go, "How long have you been dancing for?" They're like, "Oh, I've always danced since I was like 5." Then they might have a chance. And then also if they take lessons, then yeah, you might have a chance. If you like where you take lessons at. If they say, "Oh, I used to take lessons, so I dance with these people," then they might actually have a chance at dancing. Otherwise, like, okay, you think you can dance, you can't dance. Trust me, it's a weird thing that everybody and their mom's like, "Oh yeah, I can dance."
Well, it's just like cooking.
But they're
Everybody
really
comes up to me and they're like, "I can cook."
Yeah,
And I'm like,
exactly,
Shut the fuck up.
exactly. It's like me. Yes, I can cook. I can make a meal that's edible. Can I do anything near what you can do? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Can I even? Yeah. So it's like it's along the same lines. So, but yeah, that's one of the important things for me, I guess. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, huh. I mean, it's not like the end all be all. I could always teach her, or she wouldn't have to be perfect, but I would like for her to be able. I would have liked for her to have rhythm.
Yeah.
Basically, that's why I don't like white girls. Is because no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Fucking white people in general don't have rhythm.
You're white.
I know. What's wrong with me making derogatory statements about
no,
just?
I don't know. No,
think I'm Bill
because
Burr.
you were saying it like, oh yeah, white people, like you weren't a part of their group. Because I know Republicans that say that, like, the Republicans, like, you bitch, you were just on their side literally 1 week ago. You were on their side, and now you're like, oh, those Republicans. Like, no, I know you were just there too.
No, I've been talking shit about white people for years. I'll keep talking shit about white people.
No, I don't want to hear you talk shit about white people. I've been trying to wake up earlier and like exercise in the morning. I guess it goes along. I just started drinking coffee and tea. I never was a coffee or a tea guy, but it makes you feel good when you wake up in the morning. I never, when you before I go to bed, I'll drink some tea, kind of winds me down before bed, and then in the morning I'll have coffee. And I'm not like the biggest fan of the taste, but I do like the side effects. Like, it's kind of like an internal clock, wakes you up, lets you know it's going to go to bed. So I've become a fan of that. Not, the tea is okay. I'm still not a big, I think coffee tastes bad, but I'm not, I do like like chai lattes and, lattes. Those always taste good, but I'm not spending fucking $5 every goddamn morning to go. On weekends, I'll go to a coffee shop, but otherwise I'll just make coffee here at the house. And it doesn't taste like amazing. I'm not like, oh shit, this is great. It's like, yeah, this is whatever. But it does make you, I do it more for the mental thing. But I just started doing that because I wanted to try to wake up earlier.
Yeah.
Because I think like working from home and get you, I think waking up late already does something to you, and when you're working from home like it can really start to mess with your brain. So
yeah I feel like just kind of like mental health checks during this last year have been interesting,
obviously.
And I've actually been doing long walks, kind of, that I'll try and go like maybe on 2 or 3 of them a week, and they'll normally range from like 4 to 9 miles. And it normally takes like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I just like walk around the city, man. And it's like you can get pretty far, in 2 hours just walking around. But
you seen any crazy shit?
Not like shit happening, I guess. Just a lot of like time to think. And I've actually started. So this last year, I finished the first novel I was working on.
Yeah.
I finished a short story that I wrote about my best friend being the best man in his wedding. And then at the end of last year, I pretty much just now finished it yesterday, the first 50 pages of another novel about basically me as a chef going from a food truck to a restaurant during the pandemic.
Yeah. Wait, you work in a restaurant?
No, it's like that's kind of like the fictional part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, just like doing a lot of writing, kind of taking those breaks to just kind of get outside and just walk around have been really, really good. But I guess that's the shitty thing is like you kind of have to be at your computer, like you can't just get up and
Voice
leave.
memos on your phone.
Yeah, I should start doing more of those voice
How do you
memos.
not? Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, for sure. Voice memos. Because I'll forget.
But you like to hear the sound of your own voice.
Yeah, I don't care about. I don't. Does it annoy you?
No,
I don't
I
care.
like the sound of your voice.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not. I don't. I will say this. I went to do a photo for one of these photos that I had up there, and I told Sid, I was like, I'm gonna come to your house and do a photo shoot because I just need one more photo for my wall for this like series that I have there on the other side.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, okay. So we went over there and we took pictures, and I was like, oh my god, I never realized like I just felt like fat, and it's weird. It's weird
You
because
felt self-conscious?
I have the opposite problem with anorexia. Well, I don't know what it's called, where I think I look fine, but I'm actually fatter than I am. Where anorexics are fine, but they think they look, or think if anorexics are fine, but they think they look fatter.
Yeah.
I think I look fine, but I am fatter.
I have that same thing, dude.
So
I look
it's
up,
like
I'm
I
like,
saw
"You're a
myself
champ."
I saw myself in these photos. I was like, is that what no way, that's what I really look like. And like, I see myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh, you look good. And I saw these pictures, I was like, oh dude, I've got to cut back on. It's funny because I work out a lot, but it's got to be just the crap food. I'm eating too much and not having enough discipline. But I think, like you said, like cutting back on alcohol and stuff, because I did all that.
I never said I cut back on alcohol.
I did. No, you asked me. I guess
been drinking a lot.
you asked me if I cut back, and I was like, yeah, I have. Yeah, you've been drinking a lot?
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. It's
How much is a lot?
I mean, like to the point where I probably, man, I don't know if I want to say it out loud. I feel like I go through
Jesus, Casey.
2 bottles of liquor a week.
Yeah, that's a lot. How many glasses? That's got to be like.
So I mean, it's
2 bottles. That's got to be at least like 3. That's got to be at least like 3 glasses a night.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like 3 cocktails.
What are you getting shit faced by yourself at home?
I mean, I'm a writer. We're allowed to be slightly more alcoholic than everybody else,
Okay,
but
that's not how this. That's not how that works. What's his name? The guy who wrote Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
yeah, Hunter S. Thompson. He's a good friend of mine.
You should follow his. Do one day, just do a Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh my God!
They did
I've
a
read
story.
his checklists
Yeah,
of
yeah.
what you need for a Hunter S. Thompson bin.
Doors, cigarettes, cocaine, and mushrooms. I think. Is the
Oh,
whole-
there's
you know,
more.
There's like weed.
We need some, containers of ether. We need.
Although his brain was mush by the time he died.
Well,
So-
he had brain cancer and he blew his brains out. So I don't know if
He killed himself.
Yeah. Yeah, and he killed himself. I think it was in like 2001, right after the
What?
Yeah, right after the 9/11 and the invasion of Afghanistan.
I
He
didn't
was
know
like,
Hunter S.
Fuck all
Thompson.
this, and he just took that fucking big ass like revolver that he always has with that long barrel and just.
Hey, I didn't know he killed himself.
Writers always kill themselves. I have vowed that I won't kill myself, so you don't have to worry about me. But
You shouldn't kill yourself because it is the most selfish thing a person could do.
actually, the most selfish thing a person could do would be to suppress an entire nation and ruin other people's lives. But
Yeah, I guess that. I mean, we're just going off numbers at that point. Following serious health problems, transferable.
was it?
Oh, he just
2001?
killed himself. Yeah, 2005.
Oh, he killed himself in 2005.
Uh huh. Let's see here. Yeah, he took that big gun. Holy shit.
Yeah. But he loved drinking orange juice in the morning, and he always said that cured a hangover, and he'd do a couple lines of cocaine. And
I would go crazy. I wouldn't work. My brain would go crazy.
Well, yeah, everybody's brain works differently, you know.
No, but a lot of people's brains would just, you can't keep that up.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people can.
You ever met an old alcoholic? That's that's the other thing. I don't like being around drunk people more. I guess that's another. I don't like, I really don't drink that much because I don't like being around drunk people.
Yeah,
they really, I don't know. Sometimes they make me depressed, but I don't like sloppy drunks. It's just not my thing.
Yeah. Yeah, people just talk shit.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, I guess it depends on the people that I'm around. Of course, I don't mind being around friends, but for the most part, if I don't know you, I don't want to hear. Does it bother you? It bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't take shit from people, and normally drunk people dish out shit, so...
Yeah, but you're one of the raging alcoholics that we're talking about, so...
Well, I mean, hey, in the news, the normal bars are closed again, and everything's back to 50%.
Wait, are they? I didn't go out. Oh, wait, no, I did. I went to an outdoor bar on Saturday to watch some football. But that was it. Friday, I didn't do anything. Had the bars in Houston 50%?
I think it was on Monday that they all rolled back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you have to have a food license to be open right now if you're a bar.
Oh, okay.
But, so COVID numbers, 5 countries had over 1,000 deaths today. The UK reported its highest numbers.
Jesus.
Globally, we hit a record today of, I think, over 16,000. And we're about to hit 400,000 deaths in the United States in a single year.
That's great, man. I mean, USA #1. You know what they did say? You know what the funny thing is? They were like, I mean, it's not funny, but they were saying how Social Security is supposed to run out in like, I think it was like 245 or something. Social Security is going to run out. Good news, COVID killed enough people that we are now gonna run out in 2050 something.
Nice.
So enough old people died. That was
slow down that vaccine.
Yeah, and I heard that stuff. That's not all. See, not all of it's bad. No, I'm just obviously kidding, but yeah, the worst part about the whole COVID has got to be. Dying. Could you imagine dying from COVID in a hospital where you can't see nobody can see you, and you're just can't breathe? It's got to be like what smokers feel when they die.
Yeah. I don't think I'd want to die in a hospital.
How would you do it? Would you Hunter S. Thompson it? I don't think I would have the guts. First of all, I don't think I'd have the guts to kill myself in that way. Can you imagine what the fuck? I had a cousin, not a cousin, but he attempted to kill himself. You want to hear a fucked up story?
Sure, yeah.
I'm not gonna obviously tell you any specifics. He's loosely related to me, like a step parent, aunt, brother, sister's kid. So whatever. We're not related by blood, but he is technically whatever. It took a shotgun, put it on his chest, pulled the trigger with his toes, did not die, called 911, ambulance came, took him to the hospital. By the time they got him into surgery, the doctor opens him up, and they're like, there's nothing, it's too much damage, there's nothing we can do, point blank with a shotgun. But he lived for another few hours, and it's just like, oh my God, the poor mom had to be in the hospital with, what do you could you imagine? I mean, you just killed 2 people, right? That would change your life forever if you're that mom. I mean, obviously, but to die in such a horrific way. So that has always, not that I would ever, knock on wood, consider something like that. You know, the idea of, can you imagine what his last thoughts were? Like, you know, that's got to be a terrible. We always talk about death on this thing. We gotta quit doing that.
I think death is fun to talk about. People like talking about death, don't you?
No, they don't. It's
well,
like,
do you think that? I mean, this is. I guess I don't want to like change the topic or anything, but it almost seems like we talk about like not wanting to have abortion, but it's like almost when you get into instances like this, it's like, well. Clearly the kid probably had resentment towards his mother. You know, like, was there ever...
No, he didn't know. I don't know if he did.
Did he do it in her house?
No. I think he did it over a girl. Yeah, that was...
He did it over a girl.
Yeah, his girlfriend broke up. One of those scenarios. Wow. Young kid, yeah.
That's tough.
I've known 2 people have done that. I've known of 2 people. Not him. Another guy did the same thing. Went to a garage. Gun. No, I think he hung himself. I don't remember. Anyways, what a stupid... Thank God. Thing I had enough brains in my head when I was that age. See, this goes back to relationships they were talking about earlier. If they hadn't gone that deep in relationships and they were mature enough for them, they'd still be alive today.
That's a good point.
And it's probably had to do with sex. Not, you know, the whole jealous. Are you a jealous person when it comes to exes?
When I was a kid, I was definitely a jealous person, like about my girlfriend when I was younger. Yeah, but I feel getting older.
I've never been that.
Yeah. You wouldn't care if you were dating a girl and somebody just walked up.
Oh, of course I would. Well, I would. First of all, I would just like I would just laugh and see what her response was. You know, hopefully dating a person that'd be able to handle the situation themselves. You know, doesn't need me to be like, hey, don't flirt with this guy, because I'd be like, all right, well, you know, and if she does flirt back, I would be like, all right, well, I'm out of here, and you know,
yeah,
because I wouldn't float with a girl in front of my girlfriend, right?
Well, so, I don't know if you wouldn't, but
why? What are you? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Why do you put? I don't know if you're being serious right now or not.
Well, I think it's just like this is kind of that almost like just highlighting the older style of like what the expectation was in relationships, and it's almost like you were supposed to like punch a dude in the face if he was trying to talk
for
to
sure,
your girl
yeah,
20 years ago.
Yeah, for sure, but it's and but
now
it's
you do
not,
that, and the chick's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it definitely changed. It's so weird how not that long ago when we were kids, that was normal. Yeah,
in high school, you know, it's like you're talking to my girlfriend, I'll beat you up.
But now I would just think it'd be funny or weird. I'd be like, you know, I would just look to her and be like, what are you respond? I can't wait to. If it had a good line, if the guy had a good, also it depends on how good the guy's line was.
If he's cute too,
that was a good line. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I don't know. Brad Pitt walks up to my girlfriend. I'm not gonna tell her not to respond. Where are you going? Are you going to pee? Oh, Jesus Christ! Why didn't you bring it over here in the first place? Well, no, I gotta brew it. Oh, you should just wait until we're done. We're almost done. We should probably end right now. You want to end it right now? Yeah, let's end it before you start making tea. Hang on, get back over here.
You don't want to keep going for another 20
No, we're already like an hour. Yeah, it's already 8:30. Okay. All right. So
we've talked about death.
Yeah, too much.
It's 2021.
We really gotta quit doing that. Yeah, people are looking. I was like wanted to have something uplifting.
Well, let's talk about some uplifting real quick before we leave.
Yeah, let's do that.
You want to talk about Sasquatch?
No, I do not want to talk about
what uplifting thing do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I don't have any good news. Do you have any? I mean, I can't think of. Well, I guess we did talk about going on walks. Help me think of something. I don't know.
So, do you know who a gentleman named Graham Hancock is?
Graham Hancock. Sounds familiar. I'm not sure if I do.
He kind of became popular, I think, right before 2000, and is kind of called like a fringe archaeologist, and kind of like maybe it's like anthropologist. And he over the last 20 years kind of pioneered a lot of initial writings that have eventually become much more mainstream in thought, that there were actually civilizations on the globe around 13 to 17,000 years ago. So a lot of what we see as like historic stuff ends at about 5,000 years ago. There was a massive ice age from like 7,000 to like 13,000 BC. And then before that, apparently the globe, like there was so much water in the ice caps that all of the rest of the oceans around the globe were lower. And so there was more land mass exposed. So all of that landmass had massive civilizations, and there are like archaeological like buildings etched into the walls of like the ocean floor, like 200 feet below Japan's coast. And there's like all of these like evidences of civilizations that are underwater that used to be exposed until that ice age melted the ice caps and brought all the water levels up and killed these people. I mean, you know, they left, is what's assumed.
Right.
But it was like all of the water in the ice caps, it was virtually like another Chinese kind of demographic landmass that was additionally added. So it was like another like 10% of the global landmass was available for people to live on.
And how is this good news, Casey?
Well, it's cool. I mean, we're changing what we thought about history.
How does that change history? It's just
because we're older than what we think.
What does that change?
I don't know. A lot of things.
Like
and
what?
nothing.
Like what? Like what? So are there people around when the? So does that mean? Well, if the Bible's real, then what does that say about that?
Well, it kind of disproves the Bible.
No, it does. No way.
Yeah, because the Bible argues for a young Earth. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't think the Bible's true. Like, does anybody really believe that these days? Like,
I don't.
Do we want to read it real quick?
I don't know. I mean, I've
some
seen.
stuff out of there?
I mean, I know there's stuff that I don't know. I see there's. When I become one of those crazy people, is like, oh well, you know, only believing the things you want to hear, and I've only read part of it. I mean, I haven't read it cover to cover because let's be honest, it's fucking a lot of it's fucking boring.
It's like 700 pages.
Yeah, but I've read a good amount of it, I would think, and a lot of it is just like Tom went to the store today and met with Sally. You know, a lot of it is, you know, with obviously
Ishmael
like
begat Umstead.
like yeah, like shit like that. So, but yeah, I do believe that if you follow it is a good instruction book for life. For sure, I do believe that. I think I've met people that do follow it better than I do, obviously, and I do think they live a more fulfilled life than I do. That being said, it's a really hard book to follow. And that being said, there's a lot more assholes that try to make you feel bad for not following it than following it and then actually try to follow it. So therein lies the conundrum of the Bible that we're in. But yeah, I do believe it's real because I've seen the people that follow its instructions, and I do believe that, you know, there are very few, but the ones that do commit it to it, it's like, you know, the ones, you know, it's like following someone that does a vegan diet. You know, yes, you believe, you know, I believe it is healthy for you. Is it damn near impossible for me to follow? Yes. Would I be happier if and be healthier if I did follow it? Probably. You know, but that being said, I know that I don't believe it's bad for you, and I think there's many benefits to it, and I've seen it work for enough people that really do follow it, that their lives are better for it, and that they're healthier for it. Same thing with the Bible. I believe that the people that do follow it well enough, I believe that their lives probably are more. I mean, not. I don't know what the not. They just seem, better off. Not better off, but I don't know what the word is. More, a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, but anyways, I do believe in the book. So I mean, I do believe it does work if followed correctly.
But discipline, I mean, and that's kind of what all of these like kind of religious concepts and like being vegan boil down to, does bring some sort of joy to your life.
Yeah.
And just the repetition of what you're doing and thinking about the process that's going to make you a better person definitely has good and positive aspects.
Yes.
But I mean, I guess at this point in time, from something positive and saying something positive, it's 2021. And I think clearly you're going to everybody you run into is going to believe some bullshit that you don't believe that seems like a law of the universe. And probably at some point in time, you're not going to believe what somebody else believes that they think is a fundamental law of the universe. So I guess we're going to have to realize that we're all at odds with each other, and that we've got to fundamentally just learn how to make human connections again.
Ideally, you would be correct, but unideally, we're probably going to kill each other before then.
We're probably in 2021?
I don't know about in 2021, but I hope not. I wouldn't put it past us. Knock on wood. We'll see, man.
Let's
do this. Let's do this with the last thing. Let's do 2021 predictions.
Ooh, 2021 predictions.
I predict that. I don't even want to say mine. Mine are pretty bleak.
Oh God! All right, here we go.
I think that it will be. I think we're going to go through another financial downturn for sure. I think it's going to happen in 2021. I don't know if it will be bad or worse than 2008. I do believe that Joe Biden will get sick and step down, and Kamala Harris will become our next president within these first 4 years for sure. I don't know if he'll die or just get sick and step down, but I do see that happening because he's old as fuck. So I think there's a good chance of having 2021. What do you think is your 2021 prediction? So it's bleak on our. I do think we'll get over the pandemic though. That's a good thing. Yeah, mine just got deep. Yeah, dark. I mean, at least hey, we're getting over the pandemic though. I mean,
what do you think? 2021. I think in 2021, I'll go ahead and say it. I think we're going to hit 1 million deaths in the United States.
What is this? What?
From the pandemic.
No.
I don't think that we're going to get over it. I think that we're probably going to have to be dealing with in some way, shape, or form for the next 2 years. The virus is going to mutate again. Hopefully it does not mutate to where it actually goes into the, can live in the air, because right now that virus can pretty much only live on contact. So if it was to transmutate, I mean, we would literally have to be living in pods at that point in time.
I don't believe that's going to happen, and I hope it doesn't happen, but I don't believe that will happen.
Okay. Well.
All right. So this has been
This has been a good one.
It's been a good one. I don't know.
We've circled back around to a lot of topics.
Yeah. We've got to keep it lighter, though. Enough death next time. So
no one can talk about death.
Yeah. I wanted to not wait so we didn't have to talk about this pandemic, so we just talked about death the whole time. So that's great. All right. Well, we'll have to do it again next time. Thanks for coming, Casey. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
2020 is going to get better. It's not just going to be as dark as you are. So
it's not going to be as dark as me.
Yeah. But yeah.
Because I'm a black hole.
Welcome to 2021, guys. We'll make it out better this year than last.
Hell yeah.
Knock on wood. All right. We'll see y'all next time.
Straight off the dome.